I shouldn't have answered the doorbell. It started with the sound of the doorbell. Not mine. I don't have a doorbell. I live in an apartment. The only sound that comes from my front door is the lock clicking when I turn it twice before bed. But there it was. Clear, sharp, metallic, ding, dong. I was eating leftover pizza at 2:17 a.m., scrolling through old photos on my phone when I heard it. Ding, dong. I froze, looked at the door. No one was there. I listened. Nothing. Just the hum of the refrigerator and the distant sound of traffic. Ding, dong. Louder. This time, more insistent. I walked to the door, peered through the PHOLL. Empty hallway. No one, no feet, no shadow. Just the light from the emergency exit at the end of the hall. I turned on all the lights, checked every room. Bathroom, kitchen, living room, bedroom. No one, no windows open, no back door. Just me and the sound of the doorbell. Ding, dong. It was coming from the door, but I couldn't see anyone. I called the landlord. He said the building didn't have doorbells installed. He said I must be hearing things. He said I should get some sleep. I hung up. The doorbell rang again. Ding, dong. I unplugged everything. TV, radio, laptop, phone, charger. The sound kept coming. Not from electronics, from the door. I called the police. They said they couldn't send a unit for a possible hallucination. They said I should call back if someone was actually there. I hung up. The doorbell rang. Ding, dong. I grabbed a knife from the kitchen, put it by the door, sat in the living room, waited. At 3:33 a.m., it stopped. I didn't sleep. I couldn't. The next night, I was in bed, trying to read, when it started again. Ding, dong. I didn't move. Ding, dong. I pulled the blankets over my head. Ding, dong. I got up, walked to the door. Ding, dong. I opened it. No one, but on the floor. There was an envelope, white, thick. No return address, just my name, written in black ink. I brought it inside, opened it. It said, "You left without saying goodbye." I didn't write it. I didn't know who sent it. But I knew that handwriting. It was mine, from when I was younger. When I was a child, I threw it away. The next morning, I found it back on my doormat. Same envelope, same handwriting, same message. "You left without saying goodbye." I called my mom, asked if she'd been sending me letters. She said no. She said I sounded weird. She said maybe I should talk to someone. I hung up that night. I stayed at a friend's place, Sarah. She lived across town. I told her about the doorbell, about the letter. She said it was probably a prank. She said I was stressed. She said I should relax. I fell asleep on her couch. At 2:17 a.m., I woke up to the sound of her doorbell. Ding, dong. I ran to the door, looked through the PHOLE. No one, but there was an envelope. Same white paper, same black ink, same handwriting, same message. "You left without saying goodbye." But I didn't leave. I was right there. I grabbed the envelope, went back to the couch, opened it. Inside was a photo of me standing at my apartment door. Looking scared, looking alone, looking like I was about to disappear. I called. Sarah told her to wake up. She said she didn't hear anything. She said the doorbell didn't ring. She said I was dreaming. I showed her the photo. She said I must have printed it myself. She said I was losing it. I left, drove home. My apartment was dark. I turned on the lights. The doorbell rang. Ding, dong. I didn't answer. It rang again. Ding, dong. I walked to the window, looked down at the street. No one there. No delivery truck. No mailman. No one. Just empty cars and empty sidewalks. Ding, dong. I called the building manager. He said he'd checked the doorbell system. He said it was probably a short circuit. He said he'd fix it in the morning. I hung up. Ding, dong. I unplugged the entire apartment. Every outlet, every light, every device. The sound kept coming, not from the door, from inside my head. Ding dash dong, dong ding dash dong, don ding dash dong dot ding dash dong dot. I sat in the dark, covered my ears, closed my eyes, tried to block it out, but it was everywhere, inside me, around me, under me, over me, ding dash dong. I ran to the bathroom, looked in the mirror. My reflection was holding an envelope, white thick, no return address, just my name, written in black ink. I looked down, my hands were empty. I looked back up, the reflection was gone, but the envelope was still there, in my hand. I opened it, it said, "You're still here." I looked around, the bathroom was empty, the apartment was empty, but I wasn't alone. I could feel it. Something else, something that knew me, something that had been waiting. I called my sister. She answered on the first ring. She said she'd been trying to call me all night. She said I'd been missing for 3 days. She said the police were looking for me. She said I'd left a note. I said I was right here. She said no one was home. She said the apartment was empty. She said I'd been gone since the day I moved in. I hung up, looked at my phone. No missed calls, no messages, no record of the conversation. I called her back. It went to voicemail. "Hi, you've reached Lisa. I can't come to the phone right now, but I can hear you breathing." I hung up. The doorbell rang. Ding dash dong. I walked to the door, opened it. No one. But there was a note on the floor. It said, "You never answered the door." I looked back inside. My apartment was empty. No furniture, no pizza box, no knife, no lights, no life. I was standing in an empty room, with no memory of moving in, with no memory of eating, with no memory of anything. The doorbell rang again. Ding dash dong. I turned around. The hallway was empty, but at the end of it, I saw a child, small, thin, familiar, looking scared, looking alone, looking like I was about to disappear. The child walked toward me, stopped, said, "You left without saying goodbye." I looked down at my hands. I was holding an envelope, white, thick, no return address, just my name written in black ink. I opened it. It said, "You never came back." I looked back up. The child was gone, but I was still there, in the empty hallway, in the empty building, in the empty life. The doorbell rang. Dunk ding dash dong, dunk ding dong. Ding dash dong. I shouldn't have answered the doorbell, but you will. At 2:17 a.m., when you hear it ring, when you see the envelope, when you open it, don't read it, don't respond, don't remember, because once you do, you'll realize you never left, and the doorbell never stops ringing. The sound followed me everywhere after that. At work, in the grocery store, in the shower. Ding dash dong. Ding dash dong. Ding dash dong. I started hearing it in other people's houses when I walked past. Apartments. When I delivered food. When I rode the subway. Everyone had the same doorbell. Everyone was getting the same envelope. Everyone was disappearing, but no one talked about it. No one admitted it. No one believed it, until it was too late. I tried to warn them. I knocked on doors. I left notes. I screamed in the streets, but they didn't listen. They never listen. They always answer. They always open. They always read, and then they're gone, and the doorbell keeps ringing, for someone else, for the next person, for the next victim, for the next me. I tried to break the cycle. I moved cities. I changed my name. I burned my phone. I lived in the woods, but it found me. It always finds me. It always finds you. The doorbell doesn't stop. The letters keep coming. The child keeps waiting. The hallway stays empty. The apartment stays dark, and you stay gone. But I stay here, watching, waiting, sending letters, ringing doorbells, calling your name, because once you're in the loop, you can't leave. You can't run. You can't hide. You can't forget. You can't stop. You just become part of the sound, part of the message, part of the fear, part of the void. I shouldn't have answered the doorbell, but you already did, And now you're reading this, and your doorbell just rang. Ding dash dong. Don't single quotes to answer. Don't look, don't remember, don't become, because once you do, you're one of us, forever, in the loop, in the void, in the dark, in the dark, in the sound, dong ding, dash dong ding, dash dong ding, dash dong.